Hey everybody, thank you so much for stopping back by the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing and leave me a comment to let me know what you think about this topic. So today I want to talk about young marriage in the witness organization. Now, any of you who have been around the witness organization, were raised in it or in it as a young age growing up, you can relate to what I'm about to talk about. That there were a lot of young people getting married, getting engaged at 17, barely getting out of high school and getting married 18, 19, and then starting to have kids young, a lot of them, to just young people at the very beginning of their life, not knowing anything about dating and, having a normal relationship with that person that they married a lot of times, because there is no such thing as dating in the organization. Somebody in the comments has said something to me about this, and I didn't really, think about it before until he said it, that yes, that's true. We didn't have a thing called dating. What we had was courtship, because the only time you were supposed to start to get or show any interest in somebody was if you were thinking about getting married. Like, if you were at the age to get married, first of all, you're not even supposed to be liking somebody and trying to, hang around them and go to the movies and date and all of that stuff. If you're not even if you're 15, 16, you're not ready yet, because you can't get married yet, So it was a weird lifestyle, if you really think about it. We missed out on a whole lot. And a lot of people, as a result of that, rushed into getting married. I was one of those people. I will talk about my story on a later date because, that is what led to me leaving. It got me to a crossroads place where I had to make a decision, and it's a lot of stuff that went on. So I'll talk about that later, when I'm ready to talk about that. But it's that whole feeling of not wanting to make a mistake is what gets a lot of young people to get married so early. You're struggling with your hormones, which is normal when you're young, when you're 15, 16, 17. You know what you want to do at those ages and how strong those desires are. So that's all it is. It's just something that's normal that pressures people into making a lifelong commitment, and a lot of times, like I said, people don't know one another when they get married. We always hear this term, evenly yoked. You want to marry somebody whom you're evenly yoked with. Well, of course, they're talking about making sure that the other person is also a Jehovah's Witness, and that they're, reaching out for service, and all of that. They're not spiritually weak. But just because somebody, you might have a ministerial servant over here, an auxiliary pioneer woman over there, that doesn't make them evenly yoked, But the way that it's looked at in the organization, that's the type of stuff you're looking for, And a lot of times there's not, depending on where you live and depending on who you are, you might not have a whole lot of eligible people in your congregation, or people that you like. And so it just makes it that much more difficult. And you're not supposed to just go from kingdom hall to kingdom hall trying to look for a mate. It's supposed to be more authentic and organic, so try to get together in these little, when people have get-togethers and go to these barbecues, and maybe you can meet a sister over at so-and-so's congregation if you go to their little, little function that they're having at the park or something. It was just so weird. It was so weird. And then, of course, when you date, you are having to have chaperones. So it wasn't really a true dating experience. It wasn't. So not only did you sometimes not know the person that you would be marrying, really well. You know, you knew them in these set up environments where, you know, it's not like sometimes you're getting to know the real person. And I know of people to this day that are still witnesses, that are still married and are extremely unhappy. Because of this whole idea that you're never supposed to get divorced once you get married, right? And, you know, they have kids. So it's guilt that goes along with that too, not wanting to break up the family, you know? So it's a lot. It's hard for those people. I'm sure there's a lot of people with unhappy marriages. There are probably some who, you know, did meet somebody that they really fell for and, you know, had a good marriage. I'm not going to sit up here and act like everybody, you know, that got married young, you know, they didn't find a person that they were compatible with. But a lot of times that's not how it happens. So people would just be in these miserable marriages and are still in them sometimes to this day. Women would be in abusive relationships. And I'm sure many of you have heard of stories where, you know, women are getting abused and they go to the elders and the elders try to, you know, in a roundabout way, coax them to stay with the husband. That's the type of thing that would happen sometimes when somebody marries somebody that they really don't know, or they marry too soon, because, you know, these things come out as you're with the person. Over time, you start seeing this different streak, this mean streak or this crazy streak in this person that they didn't show when you were dating them with the chaperone, or when you were at the Kingdom Hall, or at these functions that you were dating them at, or, you know, that you were seeing them at. So it's a weird place to be. It was a weird place to be. I know for me, I'm gonna talk about it, like I said, later, but I was a virgin when I got married. And that was hard to stay a virgin. That was hard to do that. But, you know, I did it. But like I said, my marriage after that is what led me, and I hope that wasn't a mosquito because I felt. But anyways, after that is what led me to leaving the you know, being a witness, right? So I had no experience with dating like a normal person. None. It was weird to be out in my early 20s, you know, dating for the first time. I made a lot of crazy decisions because I didn't know what I was doing. You know, it was something new. But this is the type of stuff for most people at 15, 16, you know, you start kind of getting comfortable. You're not all nervous, or you're not all, you know, thinking of marriage in the back of your mind with the first person you dating. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I used to do, because I'm like, even though I was trying to get free from the whole thing, I still didn't really know how to relax when it came to dating, because I was just always had this witness mentality still, that if it was taking a certain amount of time, like, okay, well, where is this leading? You know, I couldn't just relax and have fun. You know, I had to learn, I should say. I was able to, but I had to learn how to do that. But yeah, this is just a little short topic that I wanted to talk about, you guys. Do you guys know of anybody who's dealing with these things, that are witnesses, that have been in these marriages, that got married young and they had unhappy marriages? What about you? Did you get married young? Are you still married to the person? Or, you know, hopefully it worked out. But, you know, these are some of the things that a lot of witnesses have to go through. And a lot of them are not going to get counseling because of the culture. They don't believe in that a lot of times. You know, it's more so like, pray to Jehovah, make sure you're going out in service, and you know, reading the articles and stuff about the family book or whatever to help you deal with your marriage, because as we all know, the governing body and the writing committee are very good counselors and helping people to save their marriage and their family, right? Yeah. Of course, we know that's not true, but it's just something I wanted to talk about, you guys, because yeah, it's something that was close to my heart since I did get married young. And I know there's a lot of people still out there suffering and, you know, depressed and in loveless marriages. And all of that, and families have been broken up as a result of all of that as well. So that's all I really wanted to talk about, just touch on the topic. Leave your comments, let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks so much for watching.